This is a podcast.
Yeah. How's it going, Wichita?
Yep, here we are.
Aaron and Austin, episode, what is it?
66, man. 66. We're going strong, man. We're hitting
66.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I thought I was podcasting. I'm not podcasting anything. Good
Well,
Lord.
I mean, everybody's chasing somebody, dude. I mean, everybody's got, and we're all
chasing Joe Rogan, really.
yeah. He's a push. Yeah. He's over 2,000, I think now.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, shit. Hopefully, if we need sponsors, Joe. Still, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. He gets the best guests and probably one of the best interviewers in the fucking whole country. Yeah. But anyway, shout out to Sacred Leaf. Make sure you get by there for all your CBD needs and everything natural from them. Kirby's, make sure you get out and support local shows. Get out and see anybody you know. And they always remember that the bands there are working for tips, so make sure you hit that tip jar.
Shout out to Kirby's, man.
Yeah, Kirby's a local spot. Always a good local spot. They just did their Kirby's Heat Fest.
The Heat Fest. So they got the Heat Fest and they got the Meat Fest.
Yeah, so I missed the Heat Fest. Me and Aaron were sanding lodge poles. We were going to try to get out that last night, but we never made it.
We was beat, man. That sucked.
Yeah, it was. That did suck.
That sucked.
That was a long fucking day.
My hands are still
Yeah, dude, my hands are still buzzing. We'll talk about it in a minute. But fucking shout out to Odell's again. Get over there and check out Odell's. It's just right down the street from the Rusty Nail. Shout out to the Rusty Nail who actually kicked us some cash and is now a sponsor.
Oh, yeah.
They're actually
Rusty Nail. That's what's up.
They're a sponsor for us. They kicked us some money. They're gonna and help us out at the Damn Jam. So this will be out after the Damn Jam next week. But anyway, Wichita by EB. Thanks always for sponsoring us, and we appreciate you. And Party Rockerz ICT. If you guys need anything, they did their first princess thing today. They had a princess meeting thing up at Jerry's. They did it at Jerry's bar. Oh yeah. Like where you could bring in during the day,
what does that mean?
Yeah, what's a princess?
First of all, Party Rockerz ICT is a mascot place where you hire
Space Ranger.
You hire. You can't say their real names, but she has 60 some odd costumes. Some are inflatable, some are actual mascot foam heads.
Yo, that's dope.
So she has the Plumber Brothers and the Rangers of Power, Ass Rangers, or whatever the hell you call them.
She's like a new Christmas mouse couple.
Yeah, she's got a lot. It's Kayla Lawrence's Party Rockerz ICT. But
it's pretty dope.
But they did
really cool
they did a little girls' princess party, where a princesses show up and all
at Jerry's.
Yeah, at Jerry's.
A little girl's princess party at Jerry's.
Well, this is what happened.
Hey, welcome to 2023. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, she works for Justin, so she probably just had that venue available.
Okay.
I mean, that's where
that makes a little bit more sense.
And they normally probably weren't even open at that time. I think they just used it as a venue for this thing.
Okay, that works for me.
More of a renting the venue as and if you got, I don't know if you don't have a daughter. I don't know. Do you have any children?
Yeah, absolutely.
I have a 13. I mean, she's 13, turning 14 coming up. But I went through the first Frozen stage y'all wouldn't believe. That hit right on my daughter. I done seen that movie more times than I can even admit.
Absolutely.
I can sing that whole soundtrack front to back. We own it.
I'll tell you something fucked up about being a gay dude. We saw that movie before we had kids. And
I ain't gonna lie, I saw that movie a ton. It's not that bad of a movie. But and it'll be a week after. Shout out to the Jam Jam for letting us come out. We're gonna do that this weekend. So, and we're also real excited about ICT Fest. Matt and Teresa are inviting us back to go podcast out there again. So we're really happy to be part of that. Round two at ICT
Y'all did that
Fest
last year, right?
Yeah, they're gonna let us come out there and do it again.
That was the first festival we were
and that was the first one that they hit us up. So I want to give Matt a lot of credit.
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey, would you guys be interested in coming
Absolutely.
out?" And I was like, "Fuck yes, we would. We ain't never done that, but I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out."
We don't know what we're doing. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know if we can. But yeah, let's go. Let's try to do that.
And shout out to Owen, because Owen was our one of our videographers at the time, and John, thank you. We made that shit work in a week. We bought a banner and we did. Yeah, I mean we did.
Shout out to Owen, Slim Kid Productions.
Yeah, Slim Kid Productions for sure. So he's doing good things, and he was a great help for us getting our podcast going. So we really appreciate you, Owen. And so halfway to everywhere is what we're looking out for.
That's my goal. That's my goal, guys.
So he saw his fucking festival today. That's like an Emporia.
Halfway to everywhere.
Yeah,
halfway to everywhere.
Tell me about it.
It's a thing in Emporia.
Emporia, Kansas.
Emporia, Kansas.
Okay. I never heard of any of the groups.
So they got. Well, I really only saw the headliner, Andy Frasco, in the UN.
Okay, yeah.
And those are my boys, man. I love those guys.
See, he got an instant chub on this. I can see how excited he is. Yeah. So I want to try it. So hopefully we can find somebody halfway to everywhere.
I think that if you go see Andy Frasco in the UN, you're going to come out of there thinking that was the best show you've probably ever seen.
Really?
As far as live stage performance?
As far as live stage performance, persona, just energy.
Man, that's a big
thing.
Say, man.
That's what I'm saying.
It is a big thing. It is a big say.
It's
a bold statement, and I mean it. I mean it. And then they got Lucas Parker band. Lucas Miguel Parker was the guitar player on a bunch of Tech 9 records.
Yep.
And just killer guitar player. And I know him.
Does he have his own band, or is he just by himself? You got a solo actor?
This is his own band now.
Him.
His own band now.
Yeah.
He was in a band I know called Groovement, and we were really good friends touring around back in the day with Andy Frasco and all those guys. And
okay, well, cool.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you just call him up and be like, "I'm Aaron, remember me?"
Man, they ain't gonna get me on the festival. I gotta have the festival get me in.
Well, yeah, but they might have the person we could talk to.
That is true.
You know,
you have the plug.
Yeah, you got to. You might
have the plug.
You might not be the guy, but you know the guy. But you know
Absolutely.
the guy. All right, so yeah, let's cut to a graphic real quick. If anybody knows anything about the Halfway to Everywhere Festival, get with us. We'll come do that shit. We don't charge nothing. We just show up and start talking.
I ain't bringing no fucking teepee, but we're gonna be there.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck, man. I run. All right, roll that graphic, baby.
Got 27-foot long poles.
Now putting all the poles on the trailer ain't gonna be nothing. Like, so coming back from this, yesterday, so they gave us a spot. They gave us a campsite and a fucking and like a vendor spot kind of between the stages. And they have this other secondary spot we might be able to campsite at like when the DJ when the goes to the DJ at night and shit. But,
absolutely.
So they gave us a little secondary spot, but our main spot's a big spot, and he's got this authentic.
All right, so the people that made the teepees for Dances with Wolves made my teepee.
What?
Yes, he's got this lodge.
It's an authentic.
Dude, that's like legendary.
It's
a little
kick
bit.
Ass.
It really is.
It's kick ass.
So
I love it.
We're like, why not? And hopefully we're not cultural appropriating the Native American culture here.
I'm Native. I give my blessing.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. I was like, John's Native American. We'll be all right.
We good. We all right.
We all right. We got check. All right, good. I don't want to get canceled just for having.
Hey, I got a quick question on this. Am I supposed to hear?
Can you not hear
from here? I can't hear from here.
Oh, really?
Can you turn me up a little bit? Or maybe plug me in.
Yeah, we might not be plugged in. Damn, we went this whole time without being able to hear.
I don't know about that.
Oh,
you
my
that
goodness.
Better?
I'm in there.
Yeah.
You just had to turn down, bro.
Okay.
Can you turn me down?
Yeah, we can.
He could turn me like super down.
Yeah, you can.
How about that? Better?
I'm loud as
A
fuck.
tad bit more.
More.
Right there.
All right, good.
All right, bet.
All right. Audio engineer, you hear that, Ears?
Yeah. Yes,
you
see that?
Shit, I'm surprised you didn't yell at us sooner.
Man,
well, how come I can't fucking hear anything?
Well, I wanted you to get through.
Yeah, I appreciate you. But yeah, so he had this, and he's always wanted. It was like a dream of his to be able to erect this lodge. Okay. So we're like, wouldn't this be a cool spot to podcast out of? Let's like see.
Absolutely.
So like they got Yellow Wolf and Ellie King are the headliners at the Damn Jam.
Okay.
So there's some pretty big art. Those are two pretty big artists.
Yeah.
So if I could land an interview with one of them because we have this cool fucking lodge, like why not? So we spent all day.
I feel like it's going to be a talked about thing.
Hopefully.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like what's up with the damn teepee down on the Midway? You know?
So it's authentic. Do you remember what's the Sioux? And so there's like 21 to 22 poles that like are 25 fucking feet long a piece. What? Yes,
yeah, they're massive,
like they ain't fitting in this room.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, and we had and they were used ones and they had needed some love. So we had to. Me and Aaron spent thanks to Jeff and Tracy helped us for half of the day for sure that we wouldn't have got done without them. But we had to sand these motherfuckers all day long.
So those orbital sanders is
just 8 hours of this shit. Well, first we got to haul him out of his fucking basement.
Yeah,
like from the dungeon. pulling these motherfuckers up out of the basement. And then and we were just gonna leave them in the yard, but then it's supposed to rain, so we can't get them wet because we just sanded it because what do we have to do? What's the blackseed oil? We got to put.
There's a boiled linseed oil.
Linseed
that would be easy.
Yeah,
Like it never is.
Dude, you should. My little heart was broken when the storm started rolling in and we had to load all these back in the basement. I'm like,
damn.
All right, listen.
Bro,
I just started picking them up and carrying them.
Yeah. But yeah, there's no like lodge pole refinishing services, you know.
But
like,
I see why, because ain't nobody trying to fuck with that all
Yeah,
day.
I feel you. Yo, that's a different beast for sure.
So it's kind of a dream of his to finally get this lodge put together. So we're gonna try to put it together Thursday before the show starts.
Ready now, man.
Yeah, so we got all day Thursday to set up our like RV because we got a campsite and then we got our vendor site. So at least we got a little RV.
We got a golf cart.
When is this?
It's this weekend. It's called the Damn Jam.
Shoot, it's
Damn
this
Jam.
weekend.
Yeah, it's like a huge corporate event. Like there is like
It's
you can't
massive.
even spend money.
dope.
You can't even
They got
spend money at this
bracelets.
motherfucker.
They got bracelets
You have
so
to
you
like
spend your
load
money on.
money onto your deal
bracelet.
and.
This is too high tech for me.
I was like,
Swipe it
dude,
around.
can I get a 20
That's
and just
the-
like go to the like? There's food trucks everywhere. You have to use this bracelet shit.
So everything's through the bracelet.
Yeah, it's cashless and cardless. You have to load your money from your card to the bracelet to
Yo,
use
that's
it.
wild.
Well, it's kind of like it's not that big of a reach. Like if anybody's been to a wind surge game or been to a professional baseball game or professional football game, you have to load those fucking cards with money
correct.
and use them everywhere. It's basically just the same thing without them having to buy all these fucking cards.
I understand that.
So it's basically what your wristband that they're giving you is like, and they fucking gave us all access media passes to this.
Oh, let's go. We're gonna take full advantage of that.
And we just try not to make an ass of ourselves and get too
Yeah.
drunk and shit. But
All of our crew got VIP.
passes to
dope,
it. So
man.
Yeah.
Big deal.
yeah, I'm really
it's
excited
huge.
about
It's-
it.
it's
That's
a blessing,
awesome.
man.
I'm
It's a
really,
blessing.
we had
It's
to
really
shout out to
cool.
Jason Wynn for hooking that up for us.
Yeah.
Shout out Jason Wynn.
Yeah, he really hooked us up for
Absolutely.
this. So we're getting to episode 66. We got Angelo in studio today.
I'm here, man.
Yeah.
I'm live in the
We got
building.
Humble Greatness Studio.
And it's
alive,
Angelo
so
Garibaldi. Am I right?
What?
See,
How
I knew
did
he
you
was-
put?
I knew he was going to
Nobody
nail
pronounces
it.
that.
It's
I was like, I think
correctly.
you're right. I'm going to let you go.
Like ever.
Yeah, he nailed
That's
it.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I thought
Yeah.
so.
Dude, and my middle name's Giovanni. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, really?
Garibaldi.
Get the
Italian
fuck
thing.
out of
No, I'm
here.
serious. It's like Italian.
So it's black
mafia.
Italian.
100%.
Oh, that's
All right.
fucking
I
tight.
dig it.
Absolutely.
Hey, would you like a little of this?
Yeah, so let me hold on. Can I get the
Yeah,
bottle real
yeah,
quick?
yeah.
Yeah, tell us.
Yo, shout out to Troy Brooks, man. This is an amazing product. And the thing is, when I found out about Greatness Vodka, and I was like, man, I need to go ahead and. He was like, try it. I'm not a huge drinker. I'm really not, right? But I'll drink around people who
Like
who
social drinking.
who I feel safe with. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Like-
fair
like,
enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's like, man, you gotta try it. And I'm like, all right, I'll try it. And I drunk it and I stared at the bottle. It was like,
You're like,
Was
all
it the
right.
peach one that
is
you
it-
tried?
Yes.
Really?
And I was like, it can't be this good, like by itself. Like it just can't be. And then so we ended up doing some events together. And then the word around the town was this was my product. And it's not.
Well,
But
I mean,
because,
I wish
you
it
got
was,
humble
right?
greatness.
Yeah,
Humble
exactly.
greatness.
who was the owner of it?
Troy Brooks.
Wait,
Shout out to Troy
I heard
Brooks.
that Troy was giving you 25% of the company.
I wish he was. I haven't seen the check yet. So.
I just when you just we speak some shit into existence.
Yeah, come on
Yeah,
now. But
I feel it'd be worth 25% of the company to have you promoting the product.
Oh, well, shit.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah.
You got the studio capable of
Come on, man.
generating all the content that would promote.
That's
such
who's
a
buying
product.
his stuff. The people who record my studio buy this.
There you go. There you go.
Well, he was actually the first one to tell me about it. We had Knowledge come in.
Yeah,
he's
DJ Knowledge come
He's
in.
a Vegas. He's
Yeah.
a Vegas DJ, and
Yeah.
he's the one that is the Damn Jam's DJ. He is the one that's running the Damn Jam show.
Yeah.
He did our show at my house by the pool last week. We just released that episode.
And he wanted a bottle of vodka. I was like, you got to get greatness, man.
Well,
You
shit,
gotta
I,
get the
couldn't, well, I
local-
couldn't find it at my one by me. They didn't have it out by me.
We tried.
Yeah, they did. Well, they didn't have it out. They didn't have the peach one.
It
All they
sells
had was-
really well, man.
Yeah,
It's really.
I've had
I got
it.
I got a bottle in the next room.
Yeah,
that's
shout
good
out,
stuff.
man, Troy, man. Shout out Troy Brooks.
because
That's the guy.
it was Wichita by Eddie.
Wichita by EB brought
Eddie's
us
the one
one
who
day.
brought us a bottle
Yeah,
when he
that's
came
right.
in.
You're right.
Because he always supports local everything. So when
Yeah.
he came in, gave us a little sponsor money and gave us a bottle. So he was
Yeah,
always
you're right.
Yeah, always a kick-ass dude.
Thank you for pronouncing my. No, like I'm still a little blown away by that.
What?
He pronounced my name
Nailed
correctly on the
it.
first time.
Well, he said I was like I butcher everybody's name. So I
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
no, it's all good. I do
was-
too.
And I was like, how do you think you
So-
pronounce this? And
so
he,
y'all
and he
don't
said
eat-
it. And I was like, dude, I think you nailed it.
Y'all don't eat Ghirardelli chocolate.
Well, I mean, it's close.
What is that?
I've
Ghirardelli
seen the name
chocolate.
Garibaldi before.
Oh,
Have
is
you
that
not?
them?
It's a composer.
That's just some fancy chocolates that
right,
I've never
yeah.
known.
Like,
There you
I
go.
don't know how to
He's
pronounce
right.
that.
He's right.
Yeah, Ghirardelli and Garibaldi is the same.
Garibaldi's a composer, though.
Yo.
See, y'all ain't fat kids. Y'all y'all reading the package of a chocolate? Ah, shit! I just open them motherfuckers and eat them.
I feel like I feel like he's one of the guys that like researches heavy. You're a heavy researcher.
I like all
Shit.
that.
I can tell.
He just knows
That's
a
what
lot
I
of
do.
shit.
Yeah.
This motherfucker just remembers everything. So, give us a little rundown. How did all this?
Oh my goodness.
how did
man.
Humble Greatness Studios?
How
and all
much
that-
time do we have?
Well,
Shit.
you've been
Until we
you've been kicking for a hell of a long time, man. You've been on the scene doing your thing for a really long
and I
time.
appreciate it, bro.
Were you,
I've
did
been
you have
seeing it up there for
I'm
a
sure
long
you had
time.
something before Humble Greatness too. I'm sure.
Oh my god, man!
Yeah, give us the rundown a little bit.
We could talk for hours.
Yeah, well, that's what we're here for.
Let's go.
So check it out. I really started. So my background, I'm military background. So my dad did 30 years in the military, right? So every 3 years we moved. He's in the Army. So
shit.
every 3 years, I'm the new kid sitting in a classroom, right?
Having to reintroduce
Yeah.
yourself, tell them your new
Right.
favorite color and
Yeah.
all that shit again.
All of that, right?
Yeah.
But there's goods and there's bads to it, right?
Yeah, it makes you.
If you have 3 years and in the 3 years didn't go well, then you don't do what you did the last time this next time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You
So
learn
kinda
quick.
Continue to reinvent yourself a little bit. Which
Well,
is
you
pretty
able
crazy.
to.
Absolutely.
That's a brilliantly great way of looking at
That's
that.
how you
Yeah.
have to look at it because
Yeah.
I mean you're leaving friends every 3 years, right?
Yeah, that's got to be rough.
Yeah.
The end of it's got to be always a little rough on the
Absolutely.
military kids when you're about to go.
Absolutely. So for me, I graduated from high school in Atlanta, Georgia, right?
Oh, nice.
So I was in Atlanta when Atlanta was like popping, like hip hop wise. Like T.I. had just blew up, and Gucci Man had just blew up, and there's all these artists that just in 2000. I graduated in 2005, so 2005, 2006.
bet.
Like,
Yeah, you
See, I graduated.
Come on, man. It
I
was
graduated in 02.
Luda was doing
Yeah.
ATL.
Luda, DJ Unk, like
Yeah.
Everybody
was crazy. So the thing when I was in high school was I had a job. My first job was Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin Robbins, 2 stores in one.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Oh, shit.
I love those combined stores. That's the shit was always
It
funny.
was 2
I
stores in
could
one.
make some shit out
and
of all that.
I'll never forget. I made $6 an hour, and I was busting my tail for $6 an hour.
Yeah.
Right. So what we do is we got paid every week, and that was like a big deal. Like, oh my gosh, you get a paycheck every week.
I
I'm
love.
like,
I
yeah.
love. Shout out to jobs that pay you every week.
Yeah,
by the
for
way,
real.
Thank God.
that bi-weekly shit is a little hard to. When you're a young
Yeah.
man, it's a little hard to
It's a little
budget.
hard to manage.
Yeah.
So what me and my homeboys would do is we would work, and then we'd get the check on Friday, and then Saturday we'd go to
Yeah, you party.
to the flea markets.
Yeah.
The flea market was kind of like the place where like rappers were handing their CDs out and stuff
Oh,
like
bet.
And
that.
you could buy fucking
Alright.
cheap.
Yeah, yeah.
You could
Right.
get tight fucking gear and hats and shit.
All of that.
In Atlanta, yeah, it's that way.
Shit,
in
you could-
Kansas, not so much, but
Yeah.
Yeah, Kansas is a little
Was
different.
a little
dynamic.
knockoff.
No, but then,
It's gonna be like Stitch Crooked.
yeah.
So what happened was I would literally see like rappers who were like selling us their CDs and promoting flyers. All of a sudden, they're on 106 in Park. Like the next week. Like that's how Atlanta like blew up. It was crazy right in front of my face. So then I come out here to
No, I'm good. I'm gonna
I
go
come
with
out
this.
here to the middle of nowhere, Kansas, right?
My bad.
And I go to a college called Bethel College. I had an older brother
I
who
know.
went there, right?
I went to Sterling, bro. I know the mid. I know,
No way,
yeah.
Sterling.
I know the college is out in
Yeah,
the middle
man,
of nowhere.
there's-
What'd you play? Football or something?
Yeah, I played football. out there. Yep,
I
yep,
played
yep.
baseball at Sterling.
Okay, for sure. So I went out there and man, I stayed in Kansas because there was so much opportunity. Because
That's right.
there wasn't this. So the thing about Kansas, if people don't know, is Kansas is a little life hack kind of. We could literally, the 3 of us, 4 of us,
Yeah.
we could go to like Florida, see some stuff, and be like, we want to do that.
And just bring it back.
And just
here.
bring it back.
Blank
Because it
slate.
ain't
Blank
getting
slate.
here for another
Yeah,
6 years anyway.
Exactly.
Man,
Like 6 to
that's-
8 years.
That's
It's not.
exactly what I'm doing here.
It is a hack
Exactly
here,
what I'm doing.
man.
It is.
And the thing about here also is you don't really have to do too much in order for people to really start noticing you.
Man.
Yeah, it's a small sampling board, and it's not a bad one either. Like it's a big enough-ish city that you're close enough to your public that you hear about what you're doing pretty quick.
All right,
Yeah.
but let me tell you, you also hear about what you're doing really quick, like you're saying.
I like
but
fast.
you hear about it from the people that are trying to keep everything status quo. And,
Fuck them, though. I like
you
them.
get the haters real fast.
I like
You
the
do.
haters.
You're right.
The
You're
haters
right.
are my favorite.
You get the haters real fast because
one
shit,
hater equals 20 people that like your shit. So
You're
I
trying to-
love
you're trying to
haters.
change
At
it.
least.
At
all
least,
day.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least. My,
All day.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But it's fucking annoying, man. When when you busting your ass for $0 dollars, like negative dollars.
Yeah, negative dollars. I was about to say
spending-
$0. This motherfucking show costing me money.
I'm spending money. I'm spending money to make these changes to make your world better, and all I get is.
And I don't even know if it's really gonna work.
Yeah, we have no
there you
idea.
go.
Yeah, I think that was the hardest thing, because when I came out here, all the engineers that I knew that did anything were white, right? I didn't see anybody like me behind the. I saw everybody like me trying to do music,
Yeah.
but I didn't see anybody like behind the scenes. You know what I
Being
mean?
an engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Where's the business end of that? You know, like
yeah, absolutely. Well, the thing about me is I want to see people win. Like that's
Same.
important to me.
Same.
It is to us too.
I don't have to be, even if we had a multi-million-dollar business, the four of us, I don't care as long as my check comes.
Yeah, me
I don't
too.
care if nobody knows who I am.
Me either, dude.
I want to walk into Walmart and nobody knows who I am, and I'm the guy with all the money. Like I can buy this Walmart right
You
now.
J. Cole it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's fucking.
I don't have to be the guy that's like, oh my gosh, he has a. I don't care about any of that.
Yep.
So I'm super behind the scenes. I'm super for the people, right? But yeah, I've been engineering since I was 17. I'm gonna be 36 this year.
Oh yeah.
So, you picked it up while you were still in high school?
Yeah, I picked it up when I was in high school, but I didn't go to school for anything that I've done. that I'm doing now.
Did you just have friends that were making music and you were
Not
trying to
at
help
all.
them? So you just,
Not at all.
So what? Like, what'd you
What
buy a
changed?
gear? What
Yeah,
changed?
yeah.
Like, what
I like this
clicked?
question. Basically, what the heck changed your mind into doing this? So, having an experience in Atlanta where you go into the studio and there's like 10 people in there. Like there's like you have producers, you have engineers, you have lawyers in there, like entertainment lawyers,
Infrastructure everywhere.
Yeah, you have like financial advisors to make sure everybody gets paid. You have
Booking
like,
agents.
a publicist,
Yeah.
booking agents, and they're all there, and they're like, you know what? We're all here to make you a record.
This is your team.
Yeah, we're hired by Sony Records, and the record is going to come from you, but we're all involved in this process.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So a studio session to me that I learned was there's like 15, 20 people in here.
Yeah.
It's not just one person going and doing everything, right? And then the artist getting in the studio, recording his stuff, and then him walking out the studio, and the engineers like, moving the board and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Let me get a quick mix down so these motherfuckers can get a sense of
Absolutely.
what's going on.
And then the engineer looks at the artist and he's like, you ready to hear this? And the artist is like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Hits play and the artist's face just
Lights
lights up like, yo, that's me? And I was like, that's what I want to do for a living.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you
I wanna
like
do
that?
that.
You like that feeling?
I
I
wanna
want to
do that.
inspire
I like
those
that.
motherfuckers.
I wanna do
yeah.
that.
I like
Yeah.
that. I see
wanna
that.
do that.
I can see that.
I want everybody's face to be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's similar to the same thing you get when someone takes a really good picture of you.
Absolutely.
Like when someone nails like a great picture of you, you're like, oh, that's me. Thanks.
real?
Damn.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I
I got my shit together a little
Shout out
bit.
Brandon Vogt.
I might know
Shout
what
out
I'm doing
anybody.
just a little bit.
Yeah, shout out
right?
anybody can take a good fucking picture, especially of me.
Come on, man. So
So that was the kind of the moment you
that
saw.
was the moment.
You're like, holy shit! Like I really want to be involved in
Yeah.
making somebody's dream. Well, you're making somebody's dream come true a little bit. Well, because
Absolutely.
these musicians are just like every other artist in the world. They dream about being great and doing
Yeah.
great stuff.
But not only that, giving people a chance, right? So I have a lot of people that come to my studio, beginners.
Yeah.
I had 2 people last week that it was their first time ever in the studio. So I work with beginner, mid, and even professionals. But man, when you're in Atlanta, like there at the time, you couldn't even really get in a studio like that.
No.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
without
saying?
somebody
Like
behind
if
you,
you're-
without a
like if-
recommendation or
yeah,
something.
like if you're a beginner, you can't just come up in here.
unless you got paper, I
Book some
guess.
time,
Yeah,
yeah.
In
book some big
05, it
time.
was blowing up,
So
man.
what
Like,
it was
what do you-
blowing up.
We didn't have it like it was today.
So
where
in
we
a
gotta-
major studio
Absolutely.
like that, if you're somebody just walking off the street, what would they charge you for hours of studio time?
They-
Thousands of dollars?
It doesn't even matter.
They
what
wouldn't
you
even fuck
pay. You
with
just
you?
can't get in.
They just wouldn't even
do it.
fuck with
Yeah.
you?
It's already scheduled out.
Really? But you couldn't walk in and be like, here's
No,
$5,000?
It doesn't matter.
No, really? Okay.
It doesn't matter because, like I said, Atlanta was blowing up. So all the artists that are on 106 in Park, they get all the time.
So they ain't got time for your
You
bullshit.
we don't have time for none of that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then it would be like you, like if you blew up, oh well, I got a brother, I got a cousin, I got.
Yeah. I'll send
They're
you
gonna
somewhere.
get all of them in before all the. Yeah, if you don't have a name or if you're not referred, you're not getting in.
Yeah. I mean,
It's like that.
it's like that everywhere and everything. That
Yeah,
makes,
man.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
And-
but like,
But you can work your way. I mean, you can work your way up and still get noticed.
well,
that's the long way.
And
Like,
now the dynamics change. I mean, we're talking about 05 Atlanta. And now the dynamics change, man. There's a lot of people with a laptop and an interface that can do
All
a
day
pretty
long.
damn good job,
Which
man.
is crazy.
They
That
do a
changed a
pretty
lot of
good
things.
job.
That changed a lot of
Crazy.
things. That seemed to
Yeah,
change.
now-
So you stayed in Kansas based on being here from playing college football.
Yes.
So
yeah.
How long before you moved to Wichita?
2005 and then 2009 for 4 years. So I've been out here since.
So you get right as you got done with college, you're like, I'm
Absolutely.
coming to Wichita. At
I
least.
found out the cost of living here. I was
Yeah.
like, what
Man,
the heck is this?
Yeah, you
that's
can
why
live-
I'm here.
This doesn't
That's
even
why
make
I'm here.
sense. It doesn't make sense.
I mean, it's starting to finally get
know, my house
crazy.
It
I mean,
is.
but
My house
still,
about paid off.
there you go.
But I
You know
mean,
what I mean?
you used to be on from 05 to like 2016. You could buy mansions in this motherfucker for 25, 250K.
Yeah.
250.
Yeah, 250K. You could have a
Right.
fun
Yeah.
because me and my ex-wife's house was fucking 4,000 square feet, 3-car garage, and we got it. We got it for like 179 because it was
That's
on
dumb.
it was on a short sale because the people before us had it foreclosed.
Yeah.
So we got like this fucking $400,000
That
house
price
for
is
160.
Yeah, man.
And I mean, now the prices are up, but still, like,
Still compared to the rest of the country.
yeah, we're
I
doing
mean,
great.
I mean, the only thing that's going to
You
really
buy a crack shack in
No, I
LA
mean,
for
we're
$1
finally-
million
we're-
and
for
$1.5 million.
real.
I mean,
For real.
we're still at the same like range. The rest of the real estate has went up across the country, and we kind of now have went up with it.
Yeah.
The only real big jump that's ever going to happen again is if we ever legalize marijuana. Then
if that happens, everything.
yeah, everything will go up. Just like then you wish you had a bunch of commercial real
Wait,
estate.
whoa.
and shit.
You telling me that shit's illegal?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I mean, they don't. It really ain't for the most part.
I don't know what it is. What is it? I don't think I don't even know what it is. Is it legal? Illegal?
Well, it's
Nah.
decriminalized.
Does it matter?
It's
Ooh.
decriminalized.
I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is because I was there when it happened. Brandon Whipple and Michael Hoheisel.
Okay.
Okay, so Hoheisel was like, "Man, I really want to talk about fentanyl strips."
Oh shoot.
You know, and
Because they were banning fentanyl strips, testing strips here in town.
in Kansas, in Kansas it was not about the town.
okay.
It's about Kansas. He's like, fentanyl's killing more people than like heart disease. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Car
And,
wrecks.
like,
For real.
yeah,
It's crazy.
so he's like, what can we do about trying to get some fentanyl strips around? You know, and Whipple pipes up. I was at this city meeting, man, because I had a zoning thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, man, he's like, the city of Wichita has already voted down to legalize weed too. He's like, this is what I think. He's like, I think that we should take fentanyl strips and weed and just make that the state's problem. It's the state's law. It's their deal. So it won't clog up my municipal courts. It won't
Okay.
clog up my city shit.
So Wichita PD is not enforcing basically marijuana
I got you.
laws.
Look, man, look.
But we vote. The whole city of Wichita voted for decriminalization of marijuana
A long time ago, like
Well, yeah,
2014.
exactly,
Like,
yeah.
So were you?
Right.
Huge
you
market.
it was just a small ticket that you would
yeah.
get.
So,
and,
so they all kind of was like,
They have
all right,
bigger things
we're gonna
to
let
worry
them do
about.
it.
Yeah, the
well, the
nonviolent
municipal,
crimes.
the municipal
Absolutely.
courts.
they got
ain't
drunk.
fucking
They
with
got like drunk drivers. That's what they got to worry about more
Every
than
week.
Yeah.
Every weekend, bro.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, if you work in the industry like we do, like you see,
It's
like, hey,
wild,
dude,
bro.
like I'm just finna
Straight
say, I
up
was at a bar
murders.
today getting some shit I needed to get, and there was.
that dude harassing me.
Yeah, I'm just saying, and it was it's like 4:30 in the afternoon.
I'm like, what's
Yeah,
the rest
dude,
of your
it's
night really
wild.
look like, bro? Like,
It's wild, man. It is.
But we
It
won't
might be
go
out of
down this
control.
train too much. So you took 4 years, and you were like, all right, I'm going to Wichita. I'm going to one of the best states
Absolutely,
in the state
yes.
in Kansas.
Yeah. I mean, I found out the cost of living. And then the thing with me was, and I'm going to just be honest, man, if I open up a studio in Atlanta, I'm just another black kid with a studio, right?
Yeah.
If I do it here and I do it well,
you're the only black
that
kid with
guy.
a studio.
Well, it's the Wichita cheat.
I'm
It's the
guy-
Kansas
it's
cheat
the
code.
cheat code.
It's the Kansas
Absolutely.
cheat code.
No, you're right.
Absolutely,
You're
man.
right. You're right.
So that's what I ended up
That's
doing.
what I'm doing here, man.
And I mean, you know, I did that, and then I started podcasting a little bit.
So were you like engineering songs during college while you was doing football?
Yeah, man. My
Because there's always, I mean, I was really close. I played high school football all the way through and had a ton of, but I took my baseball scholarship because I started getting my head fucking beat in.
nah, I feel you.
How's your CTE, brother?
Yeah, right, for real.
Dude, I ain't.
It's wild,
My
bro.
shit gets worse the older I
It's
get.
wild,
We'll
bro.
talk about that later.
But I turned my studio in my dorm room, like I foamed it out and all of that stuff.
That's what I figured. I was like, I
Had
bet
to,
he was
man.
doing this all through
And
college.
then I had to pay for a room that was like, it was like a 2-person room, but I had to pay extra because I didn't want a roommate.
I'll bet.
Man, nobody's trying to hear me, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
wants to hear that.
well,
So,
especially if you're like mixing and recording and shit
dude,
too.
I was recording a ton.
Nice.
I started doing shows when I was young.
Oh, really?
They have a Fox Theater out in Newton, and there was a guy named Dan Suderman. This guy, Dan Suderman, changed my life. So check this out. There was a young kid named Miguel. Shout out to Miguel. He was going to the high school. He rapped. He had a couple rappers with him. It was him, his brother, who's now an MMA fighter. He had a buddy named Collins, and he had a buddy named Cote. So I remember Cote and I, we were like, man, we're like driving down Main Street. You know, Main Street in those little towns is like nothing,
in Newton?
right?
Yeah.
Right.
I've
Just
been
Oh, and
there.
Newton's
So
bigger
small.
than
I've
some
been
of the
there.
small.
It is. It really is.
Then when me or you went to play
Absolutely.
college sports at.
So like we're driving down and we see this thing called the Fox Theater, and it has
Yeah.
you know the little thing outside like that has like the artist name on it. And I'm like, man, I wonder what it would take to get that. So I remember we knocked on the door and this white guy named Dan, he had to be like 60s, like mid 60s. He answers the door and we're just like, we're young, bro. I'm like 19, right?
Right,
Like what
right.
the
The
heck?
college kids in the
Hey,
town.
Yeah, right.
Hey, this
And
is
I'm just
good.
like, hey, man, I just wanted to check out the place. And his face lit up. He was like, oh, come on. And I was like,
Shout out to that dude for
yeah,
being
dude,
open like that.
Dan Suderman, man. So I remember we go in there and he's giving us like the world class tour. Like we're about to buy like a
Well, he's proud of this place.
$2 million house.
Yeah, he want to show it off.
Dude,
Good
so
for. I'm
he's like,
happy for that dude being proud of his
man,
joint.
this is like the concession area, and then over here is the seating, and underneath he was building what was he building? He was building dressing rooms underneath the stage.
Oh, way
Oh,
cool, way
okay.
cool.
So he was like, man, we could do this.
Yeah.
He had ideas.
Showing me all this stuff, and I'm like, man, that's awesome. So then after the tour, in my head, I'm like, dude, we can't afford this, right? Like, there's no way. And so he was like, so what do you want to do? And I was like, well, we do rap. And he was like, cool. And I was like,
Love that.
Oh shoot, okay, I didn't
All
expect
right,
that,
yeah.
right? I was like, yeah. So
I mean, you were waiting to drop that bomb on to see what he was
Yeah,
going to say,
right?
right? Yeah.
Well, 60-year-old white dudes in Newton
Yeah,
can't.
that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
Oh.
exactly.
And I'm at least going to look at this place.
so he was
It's
like,
atypical. I'm
he was
saying.
like, all right, cool. So I was like, okay, well, this is what we want to do. And he was like, all right. But I was like, man, I got to get the marquee outside, dude. Like, I got to
Man.
I want my name on
That's
this
the-
motherfucker.
that's
yeah.
the
That's
deal.
dope, right?
That's what made you stop.
Yeah.
Was the
Exactly,
marquee. You're
exactly.
like,
Then-
how can I get my name on this?
Check
been
this
working
out.
for years.
This is the thing that just changed my life. I was like, man, how much is it going to be, man? We want to rent it on a Saturday night, of course, right? I'm thinking he's going to say all this money. He looks at me. He's like, okay, well, with the marquee, I mean, the best I can do is $350.
Let's go. Let's do that.
I
You're
look,
like,
I
made
look at Cote like, bro, is this dude serious?
Like here.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did. He was like, I mean, when can you pay? And we're like, right now.
Right now,
Right
right now.
now. Yeah.
Here's 400.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time, shout out to Robert Hector. Robert Hector was like the light-skinned kid in Newton that like all the girls loved. Like he was like the Drake, right, of Newton. So me and Robert,
The
we got-
Drake of Newton.
yeah, for real. We got
Sounds
really,
like a title.
we got really cool. And at the time, I had a car with like a system in the trunk, right? So I would go pick him up in the morning and drive him to the high school with, my system bumping and all that. And I would give him all of the flyers. All of the flyers. So what I would do is Bethel had they had like a student center at night, right? And they closed at midnight. So I would go in at like 11:30.
Yep.
I would make like a flyer on like Microsoft PowerPoint. And then I would just print flyers until like 11:55.
Until they kicked you out of
Until
there.
they would like kick me out, right? So I would have like 300, 400 flyers that I made for
Yeah,
free
yeah,
in
yeah.
black and white.
Perfect.
I'd go pick up Robert and be like, bro, just hand these out, right?
Go hit up the girls with these. Come
Bro,
on.
the first show we did was crazy.
How many
and-
people can this place take in Newton? Probably.
Oh, it was I don't even know
300,
nowadays.
400 maybe?
something like that.
Yeah.
They
Got
had
it.
a little stadium seating type deal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But maybe like 300-400.
Yeah, we get a few
But,
people
like,
in there.
Dan's eyes
I
light
made
up.
more money I made more money in that show than I'd ever seen in my life. Like, we had a trash bag full of money. I'll never forget it. And we're back there counting it, and I'm just like, is this for real?
They letting us keep this?
Like, this is for real.
I feel like Dan's gonna come in and be like, "We get 20% of this."
I made money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm just like,
So you promote? How many people were on your show for this first show you guys did?
oh man, I had people coming out from Wichita
Hell yeah.
Really?
to be here. So at the time, I remember there was an artist named Young Markey. he has a group called the STE Clique. So I remember he came out. Man, I had so many artists, but I remember Young Marky because at the time he was just a younger artist, right? And he was on the radio out here and stuff like that. Like he had really good success at a very young age. So, but there were so many artists that came, and I was just like, yo, we gotta do this again, right?
Yeah,
we gotta do it again.
Yeah, like,
every fucking
can we do this in a month or like?
Every
Yeah.
month.
So that's the thing. So what we did was we did that, and then just kept doing them, and then we took it to houses because we're like, okay, how can we eliminate overhead? Well, shoot, now people are opening up their basements, you know? Well, I had this female, they called her Ashtray. Shout out to Ashtray. And Ashtray would
That's
ask,
not the most fucking flattering name.
No,
ever.
not really.
she's amazing though, bro. Like she definitely changed my life a lot. But her mom would let us use the basement. So now we're throwing basement parties and charging people to get in, and we're making money, bro.
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
And then so when I come out to Wichita, it's different. There's like gatekeepers in the city that are like, you can't do this here.
Man, that part.
Yeah.
That
Fair.
part is
And I'm
real.
like, well, I'm just trying. They're like, nah, man, you're not from here. Nobody knows you. And I'm like, wow. This
well,
is
you
how
already
Wichita is.
you already book an artist from Wichita at your
No,
things.
but when I tried to come out here, it was tough. So I remember.
I think that's just a little jealousy. There is what that is.
No, yeah, a lot of it probably.
It's like I need to. Well, it would be like if I try to throw a show at the club, and he's an OG throwing a show at the club, then he's like, nah, man, you got to go through me, or I need to have my hand in it. I got to make some money off of your idea because I've been here longer than you. It's still like that here in Wichita.
Well, I mean, I feel like the club
Yeah.
gets to make their cut, but that's it, right? I mean,
So sometimes too those clubs. Sometimes those clubs just part it out. They're like,
I'm just a
I
podcaster.
own this club. I don't want to fuck with it. That's that. But that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about like
These
some of the people
middlemen.
that
Yes, bro. Yes, they're here.
the middlemen that think they
Shout
more
out to
than
the
that.
middlemen.
No, shit, I don't know, man. That's like people getting
That's a
rich
good
off
band
nobody's
name right
talent.
there.
That's like people getting rich off nobody's talent a little
Well,
bit.
well,
Everybody's
it
talent.
is.
But once everybody's smart to that, they're out of a job. That's why
Yeah,
they're fighting so
for
hard.
sure.
That always, I
Absolutely.
feel like that day always comes.
Yeah.
That day always comes. They get to like embezzle some money here and there
Yeah.
and get a rich off your thing here and there, and then everybody knows you're a
There's-
scumbag. It just seems to happen.
There's some legit people, man. And,
Absolutely,
and,
there is in town.
And what I'm saying is that there are clubs that just like, I don't want to book. I don't want to deal with any of that headache. I don't want to deal with any of that mess.
The bull, man.
So I need you to just fix it. Just
Yeah.
fix it for me.
Yeah, but
as
shouldn't
long
the-
as we don't have a problem, we're good.
So if they hire that person,
That
that,
happens.
that money
That's
should
fine.
come out of what the venue makes. Now,
that money does come out of what the venue makes. If
Okay.
I do it right.
If you do it right.
I mean,
my
I'm still the
clubs-
I'm still the dumb fan. You know,
My-
that's
no.
my part in this
feel you.
show.
I feel
That's
you.
my part in the show. I should to ask these questions because not our whole fan base
No,
knows
and-
about
and-
what it
and I'm
goes, what
telling
it takes
you,
to book a show.
I
and
book
all
a
that
couple
shit.
clubs. I book a couple clubs, and I always make sure if the club pays me and it's not out of the band take.
Yeah, I mean that's
It's not out
that's
of
just how
town,
it should
Jay.
be.
Come on now.
I feel like that's how it should be.
It's not out of
There's
that
ways
town,
around
too.
it, man.
Yeah, there is.
So what happened was when that was happening to me, I wanted to just go back to Newton and just start the shows again.
You're like,
'cause I
fuck this.
already
I'll know what
Right.
I'll go back to what I know.
I'm already
The
making money there.
issue with that was, I remember one of the last shows, man, Dan sat me down in his office. And he was like, man, I got cancer. And I was like,
Oh shit.
okay, like how bad is it? He's like, man, he was always like, I'll be all right.
Yeah, but
You know, I'll be all right.
when someone says that, you know it's probably not going to be.
So
all
I
right.
remember
Yeah.
calling the Fox Theater and I was like, hey, man, my name's Angelo and I'm looking for Dan. And the guy was like,
Oh, you
is
ain't
this
heard.
Angelo Garibaldi? And I don't recognize the voice. I was like, yeah, it's
Was this
it's
like his
me.
son or something?
No, it was some other dude. So the story was Dan had passed away. He was like, man, let me tell you, Dan, cancer got Dan. And I was like, no way.
Dude.
But he told me over the phone. I've never met this dude who I spoke with over the phone till this day. I don't even remember his name. He was like, well, the thing about it was Dan told me before he died that if a guy named Angelo calls, you do whatever he says. And I was like, for real?
What a
He was like, yeah, absolutely. So
what an awesome
yeah, like I was
legacy
like,
to put you on.
Like,
that means
that's
he
amazing.
respected you, man.
absolutely, man.
Yeah.
So you built that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we never locked back in. I just couldn't go back there, dude. I went back. They had Dan's funeral at the Fox, and I could never do it. But now our church owns it now. But I could never.
I feel you on stuff
just
like that.
Man, I couldn't go back
Some
in
of
that
that stuff's
building,
too
bro.
much for me.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
of it-
yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, I can.
His memories. That dude
I can
changed
feel
my
the
life.
feelings that you had there.
Man, I
can feel
got
that.
you.
Yeah,
I
he
can
changed
feel
my
that. I can
life,
feel it.
man.
Well,
So,
shout out to that guy.
Dan Suderman all day, man.
Yeah.
Let's revamp this real quick. 2 kids from the college that play football knocked on the fucking door and said, "Hey, man, your place is awesome. What do I got to do to get
Well,
my?"
the other kid was actually in high school. He was actually
Yeah,
in
he was in high school. So we got a high school kid and a college
college kid,
football
yeah.
player
Yep.
that are just saying, "Hey, what do I got to do to get my name on this fucking
That's it,
marquee?"
man.
He's like-
that he was more than open to it is a beautiful thing. That I would shout out to people that are like that in the entertainment industry because they do
Yes,
exist.
please.
There are people that are not gatekeepers; they are
Even
gate
in Newton.
openers.
Even in Newton.
There-
they
there-
exist.
There are people. There are people like
I can't believe you pulled it off
I've
at
worked.
Newton, bro.
I've worked with
Like,
you.
I
I've worked with
couldn't
you,
either.
and the way your
That's-
attitude is, and I
that's
see there
wild.
are people that are trying to open gates for artists, and it's lovely when you find those people and hear stories like that.
Because
So.
the thing about it is, you have to understand, like when you're in the entertainment business, it's not about you.
No,
It's not, man.
not
It's-
any stretch.
It's not. And the thing about it is, people feel your energy when you come in the room, right? So, I want to see you guys win.
Exactly.
Like that's
Yeah.
important to me because if we're doing the same thing and you're winning, I know I'm winning too.
Yeah, they're
Exactly.
right. Yeah, they're right.
Exactly.
I know I'm winning.
Exactly.
But there's so many people that they're like, my name has to be on this, or I got to be the face, or that. There's too much of that.
I was
in there.
excited
I'll
to
say the
see-
same thing we always say on this show is our moniker here is rising tides raises all boats.
I love it.
We
Come
all
on, man.
We
Yeah,
all
that's
come
good.
up.
I
We
like
all
that.
come up
I like
together.
Rising tide floats all boats.
We,
man.
we
I
all
like
come
that
up
a lot.
together because if you do, and we'll parlay that into that you have Humble Greatness has a podcast that you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
And I
And
see,
I subscribe.
and you guys,
Come on,
I
come on.
appreciate you, man.
and you
Thank
guys
you.
do a great job. And I look at your podcast and go, they doing good. We should do good too. You know, that's
Yeah.
like when you things like that inspire me. Don't make me jealous. That's when I'll understand people.
There's enough for everybody to eat, dude.
Yeah, and
Especially around here, man.
When somebody,
Especially around here.
and somebody else doing the same medium that we do, just like when you hear another artist that does something that's different from what you do or have heard before,
Yeah.
you go, "Damn,
Wichita
that's
has
tight."
a problem. Wichita has a problem with infrastructure.
Yeah,
Music
Man.
infrastructure, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, I want,
and he
I
knows
want
it
you to do
so
well.
well. That's how
I
he
want,
knows
I
it.
want you to do well enough to attract major label attention our way.
Absolutely.
I want you to do well enough to attract management, legit booking
A&Rs.
agent, A&R, yeah,
An
come on.
agency.
That's
need
real.
Yeah.
We need A&Rs bad here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like that's what we have to do.
If everyone wins, that's going to garner the attention.
Well,
Absolutely.
the better we all do, that's what it is
Right,
going to do. And you cast your thing your way,
Yeah.
and if I can cast my thing my way,
and we
Exactly.
and we
use-
support each other and love
and we
each
use
other,
our platforms to
let's go.
support each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
because
let's go.
at the end of the day, everybody has a superpower, dude.
I think-
You know what I
I
mean?
think so.
Like, everybody has that thing they tap into, and they're like,
Yep.
I don't care who's in my lane, I can do this.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, I mean, we all have different ones. You have a different one.
yeah.
You have a
Watch
different
me,
one.
man.
We
Yeah.
all-
Yeah, you get
So, like, if we can all it's like the Avengers, man.
and it's me, and it's
Real.
and it's
Just do your part. Whatever
I feel-
you're
I feel
good
you.
at,
and
do
what
that.
and what we're good at is also talking is my thing. It always has been.
Mm-hmm.
Since I was a kid, I grew up by myself talking to every motherfucker I came across.
That's awesome.
So it just natural. But also you need people that are good at a certain thing. You've got great musicians, we got great people, we got great engineers around us.
Yeah, I appreciate
And
it.
we also need you to help facilitate other people because they need us to help them too. Because
Correct.
They
they
do.
need us to
They
get.
do.
They need us to help them get there. Because some people can really sing and that's it.
Yeah, right, for real. And that's okay. If that's
And
what
that's
you're
okay.
good at, just do that.
Yeah, and it's okay. But let people help you too.
Yeah.
I tell a lot of artists and a lot of people you don't know everything, and I don't know everything. I'm learning. more
Nobody
about-
knows everything, and knowing that part
Come on, man.
should be the thing that
Come on.
you
Yeah.
get first. You
Shit,
know?
we
Be
learning
like,
shit about podcasting every fucking week.
every day.
Absolutely.
every fucking week.
And that's the thing that I always relate everything back to either two things, man. It's either, football or it's the Bible for me, right? So, football wise, Tom Brady, arguably the best quarterback of all time.
No,
right?
it's not an argument. It's not an argument.
I say arguably.
It's
because
him and
people
Joe.
are like,
It's
oh my
him.
gosh, no.
It's him and Joe and everybody else.
Yeah, you're right.
It's him and Joe.
Tom Brady
and
is for sure.
Yeah, he's a nice dude. He's got 7 rings. He's played in 10 Super Bowls.
It's ridiculous.
It's,
dude.
I'm a sports guy, bro.
And if he came back, he could have a chance.
He's
to go
thinking
again.
about he's thinking about coming back. They already
Down
oh,
there.
they talking about
He's probably in his living room staring at the ceiling right now.
Tampa Bay
like,
already hit him up. They looking at Baker Mayfield like,
Yeah, but I don't know if you can get it done, bro.
shit. They that team ain't very good right now.
But
so.
that's the thing. Like Tom Brady doesn't have to worry about tackling. He doesn't have to worry about running. He just has to worry about
throw the
throwing
ball.
the ball. That's
3
it.
seconds.
Right.
Throw the ball. 3
Right.
seconds. Baby,
And
get
so
the ball out.
even even Bible-wise, if you believe in the Bible and you're talking about the stories of Jesus, Jesus still had 12 disciples. He still had 12 people to help him.
His
Yeah, he's
team.
delegating.
That's his team, bro.
He's not a team.
Yeah, it's delegating.
So when
Same.
people come out here and they're like, I do everything myself, that it doesn't
You're
even
wrong.
make sense.
Well,
You're
you're
wrong.
probably doing 3 things well, and all other 12 you're not doing
Are
that well.
terrible.
Yeah, because you're not everybody's a marketing agent, not everybody's a promo guy, not everybody's a fucking guy that can
Hey,
make
hey.
graphics.
You're right.
Everybody got about 100% to give.
Yeah,
And,
you
and,
don't-
if you're trying to
you just
throw
don't
around a
know
whole bunch
everything.
of 10% around the things,
You're
everything you
done.
need, you throw 10% at.
You can do
Fuck
great.
off.
You can do good
You
things
fail.
by yourself, but you'll never do anything great.
No,
You have
that's
to have
it.
a team, man.
Yeah, you do.
Even here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Come on, man.
You
We have a
ain't
team.
even seen the whole team.
Yeah, we have a team trying to do things all the time, and and honestly, just like every team, we're looking for good members to that team.
That's awesome, man.
All day.
New,
beautiful.
new people that want to come
We're
help out.
definitely going to talk about that room downstairs.
Yeah.
You like that? You like
Yeah,
that?
so-
You like
so-
that?
I had to shine my light and be like, what is this?
Yeah.
Oh,
we'll-
shit.
Nah,
no,
nah,
we'll- yeah,
I'll
as soon
show
as,
you, I'll
as
show
soon as
you,
we're done,
yeah,
we'll
I'll
go turn
show you.
everything on down there. Yeah, so you can see
Absolutely, man,
everything.
for
So I
We
mean,
have to.
they have the all ages non-alcoholic nonprofit going down too as well here, but we're also using this place as a venue that you can rent.
Is this whole building yours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have
me and Jeff Kelly. We buying them.
yeah.
Okay.
And we so Muse Entertainment and a few other places and all the places.
M-U-S-E.
Is that
Right?
Yeah.
Muse
They
Entertainment.
had a
Group.
venue, didn't they?
We did.
when we were formerly at the school before.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's
Yeah.
the only thing I know about it. I never stepped
Yeah,
We
yeah.
moved from there. We
We
moved
moved out of there.
And it's
Okay.
not the same LLC, a little different, but still the same thing,
Yeah.
kind of.
Okay.
somewhat.
We might
Change
talk
the
about
name.
that all.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
well, it's just like
well,
logistic
the building had
business shit.
vampires.
Yeah.
And so
Well,
Too many dragons and
to
vampires.
say
Okay.
to tell you real quick, Angelo, we was kind of do the same thing with this building,
Yeah.
where we was going to inherit the whole building, rent out some of the rooms to other things.
Absolutely.
So we're going to rent
Now
this
we
room.
already buying
we're
it.
already
It's already
and
buying.
the school and the lady that owned the school was not going to give the school up. So like
we made it too cool. She wasn't going.
There's a school in here.
no, the
No.
where we were originally.
There-
Okay,
yeah, at the other
in
spot.
the other location.
There
Yeah.
actually will be a music academy
Because we was in the
going
old,
August.
we were in the old
That's
Metro,
dope.
we were in the old Metro Meridian building.
For
That's where we
kids.
was.
I got you. Okay, cool.
So we've,
That's
and,
neat.
and that building was just, I think it was too much for us. I think this is more of our speed.
Yeah.
It was haunted
Yeah.
and it was full of ghosts and vampires.
So, so you come here, and what made you open? When did you open your own studio? Because you
Yeah,
you met all the
man,
gatekeepers.
dude, shoot,
you met all the
man.
gatekeepers, and you couldn't do your shows.
Yeah.
So did you have to like, fuck? Do I got to start a studio and start recording? What do I do?
So man, I remember sitting at home with a business management bachelor's degree with no job.
there you go.
Right.
Dude, you ain't
You
the
know
only
how.
one.
You know how.
Bro, it was so frustrating. So I remember going to IHOP and
This is fucking good.
I met a dude named Charles McDonald. Charles McDonald changed my life a little bit too. So I remember going to IHOP, eating there, and a black gentleman comes up to me named Charles. And he was like, man, Charles was really good because he took orders and never wrote anything down.
I'll bet.
Right?
I always want them. Wait,
So
wait.
he's like,
I
you know,
love
what
those
do you
waiters.
want? And I'm
Those
like,
waiters are great.
yeah, I'm like, all right.
As
this is
long
what
as
I
my
want.
shit, I get my shit, and it's what I ordered.
Goddamn right.
Crazy, right? And then so at the end of the meal, he's like, man, so what do you do? And I'm like, but I don't have a job. I'm just out here. He's like, would you ever think about serving tables? I said, absolutely not. He's like, man, you can make some money. I said, man, for real? I hope.
I mean, you can.
I've never done it before.
If you're a people person, and you are, so you
Man,
can make some money doing it.
absolutely, man. And Charles McDonald put me on. He showed me how to make some money serving
For real?
tables. Absolutely.
If
Hey,
you're,
hey,
Yeah,
if you're,
absolutely.
if you're,
how many success stories start right there?
well, if you're in the service industry, if you're
A lot,
if you're
man,
a good
really.
person in the service industry, people will tip you well. They do.
and I'm going to tell you, the recording
My-
engineers are in the service industry.
my
Come
set,
on, bro.
They
Come
really
on
are.
now.
That's how that is.
Come on now.
They
Yeah.
really are.
So that's what I did. So I served at IHOP probably for like a year and a half. Then I moved over to Cheddar's for probably like 4 years.
Better money.
And then, And then after that, I went to, I got approached and I took a job at Supercar Guys at the time.
Supercar
Oh, really?
Guys.
Road, yeah.
Yeah, I grew up. I know Aaron Wartz. I grew
Come
up
on,
with him.
man. Absolutely.
Well, he was.
Aaron was doing all the commercials and stuff. When I
yeah.
was
Well,
there,
when I grew up with him at Northwest High School, he was 2 years older than me, and he was the lead singer of a band called Bliss on Tap.
Dude, that dude, his talent level is ridiculous.
Yeah, I
he
mean,
can literally do everything.
He
really
He
can.
got the energy, man. He
All
got
the ending
energy,
of
man.
his Supercar Guys aside, that people saw him go through a little bit of a rough stretch.
Yeah.
That guy was an extremely talented musician and a very good.
I love Aaron.
Very
man.
good
Shout out
singer.
to Aaron, man.
Really good
For
singer.
real.
Really good singer. Yeah, they were a big time, like the coolest band, like at the high school and college scene.
Really?
Yeah, called Bliss on Tap.
Dude, that's
and
legit.
that's how he parlayed into being like the Super Guys.
you.
And he's the one who wrote their Buying a Car, doesn't
All
that?
of
That's
that,
him.
man.
That's
All
all
of
him.
that. All of
So he did all that, but
So yeah, so that's what I did. So then after that, I worked at Supercar Guys for like 4 years. Then I worked at Honda, Schofield Honda. Man, they got great people out there for probably like 2 years, and then COVID hit. And I remember them like
Killed us all.
bringing in everybody and being like, man, we got to, do some layoffs and like
Bye.
some like But at the time, man, selling cars was really hard for me when I was at Honda because I was still like, I'd sell cars all day, then come home and run the studio all night and go back and do the car.
Yeah, so you was.
But that's how
perfect.
you have to do it, man. You have to make your money and then like build your business.
Yeah, it was like that for a while, but it was coming to the point where like you'd come to the car lot, I'd be showing you a car, my phone is nonstop. Can I get in the studio? Can I get in the studio? Can I get in the studio? So when COVID hit, I was like, I'll go ahead and take a layoff package because I think
Let me get some severance, bitch. I can make this work.
right, I think I could make it work. And I remember opening up my studio the first month. And after the first month, when I calculated everything, I had made more money than any car check that I've seen in my life.
Well, and you must be doing something right. Mr. Beast visited you, yeah?
Oh man.
Is that right?
So
No.
Did you come up? Did you come
Let me
up
tell you
with?
what happened about that.
Yeah, I want
You
to know
did?
about
I'll
it.
talk about that later.
So, but did you come up with the humble greatness? Was your
Man,
Name?
because
it's a good name.
This is a long story
It
back.
is.
So there's an engineer right now. He goes by the name of Hitmaker. So at the time, he was an artist named Youngberg at the time, my favorite artist of all time. And so during Youngberg's career, like kind of like towards the end of him being an artist, he was like, man, I'm going to come up with an album called Humble Greatness. And I was like, dude, I love that name.
Yeah. It's like
I
yin
love the
yang.
name,
He was
right?
like, I'm in, I'm in.
Yeah, I was like, dang, I love that name.
I'm taking this.
So then when he made his switch from not being an artist anymore to being like, a producer, kind of like an A&R type role, Humble Greatness just stayed with me. And I was like, okay, he's not doing anything with this name. I want this. I want this.
Stole.
So that's really where I got it from.
That's where you
take
go.
it, yeah,
I
yeah.
like it.
I was like,
great.
I do too.
I think it's a great brand.
Yeah, it's such like it's an instant conversation starter.
It is.
Well, I think a lot of things are in
Yin
the
yang,
name.
man.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of things are
Shout
in
out
the
to
name.
Hitmaker, by the way.
Yeah, so send me some of that music. That's your favorite
absolutely.
artist of all time.
Favorite artist of all time.
That's
man.
a bold statement from an engineer.
Yeah. So this is why, like, okay, so first, one thing is he came out with one album. It's called Look What You Made Me. And he was a young kid at the time. But his album dropped on August 12th. August 12th was my birthday, right?
Oh, bet.
Which
Yeah.
is wild, right? And so when I was
So
one
your
of the,
birthday's coming up. We getting
absolutely,
close.
I'll
We
be
getting
36,
close.
man.
Oh, we getting
Shoot,
close.
Pray for me.
Where the party at? Where the party at?
I'm
Where the party
39,
at?
baby. Right in January.
You really want to know where the party's at?
Let's go, let's
I
go,
rented
let's
out
go.
the entire Rock Island for my birthday.
Oh, shucks.
Can we come?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, we're gonna
August-
hold you to that. We got you on air with that
It's
motherfucker.
August 26th. August 26th, yeah.
All right, bet.
I rented out the entire
Aaron and
club.
Austin are coming to that.
That's fine. Be
Yeah,
there.
put us
you
on
can
the
bring
list.
your backdrop and everything if you
Nah,
want.
Let's
it's
go.
It's your day. It ain't our day.
That's more
It's
shit
your
for me.
day.
I love you guys.
It's your day, not our day.
I'm gonna get fucked up at your party.
We
I
just
ain't taking
coming.
none
We
of this.
coming to spend some
That's
money at the
cool,
bar
man.
and buy
Yeah,
you some shots and hang out.
Absolutely.
We don't need to
appreciate it.
promote none of our shit. That's your day. That's your day.
I bring in
what-
cameras.
So check this out. I buy this album, and I was the type of dude like, I'm kind of like you. Like, I want to know kind of the behind the scenes,
Right.
right? So I opened up the album, and I look at the writers, the producers, and
Yeah.
everything written had his name. Christian Ward is his real name. It was like
Christian
written
Ward.
by Christian Ward, co-produced by Christian Ward.
He put all his shit.
Well,
I said, yo, this kid
There's the
is-
money. There's the money.
This kid is writing all these songs for like these. So what he always said was, he was like, I'll write the records. I know what voices. I just need singers. I'll write the records.
Shit. So he's looking
I'll
for a studio
co-produce-
singer.
So like he was like
hell.
putting everything together at such a young age. But he was young, and he was signed under DMX when he was young, like a kid.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely.
Give
Put me
him
on.
a
Send me some shit.
King
Yeah.
Card.
I'll
Feel
send
free,
you
and feel free,
some,
dude, please.
He's-
Dude, I'm like the only like
Man, he's a genius with the music.
Getting introduced to new hip hop in this town is hard to find.
Yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
I peruse, and I will say this for all the local artists that you know. Please send them so I can hear them. Like I try, I try to find the ones I can. I'm tied into the national hip hop scene because that's
Hey,
what I
yeah.
like.
And
That's what I
listen
like.
back. Listen back to his feedback. If you don't like it, like
Oh yeah, that's fine, bro.
no. I'm saying though, he's got a good ear for it.
I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie. I mean, you know
Gotta
who
get
the
here
best
for
shit in hip hop right now is all Dreamville. Dreamville doing the best in all hip hop.
Man, I'm gonna tell you this. There's man, it's crazy because people ask, what I listen to. Rap and hip hop is probably like my number 3. I love techno.
I
And I
listen.
love jazz.
I'm funk, man.
Well, I listen to.
I'm
I
jazz
like funk in. I like anything with a lot of horns and some piano
Yeah.
and some real funky bass lines
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like,
But you're
that's
talking about stuff that requires a team.
Yeah.
Like I like bands.
It
Yeah.
is though.
Like to get like.
Well, I like when hip hop
is.
artists
That's-
include bands with
dude,
what they're
that's
doing.
legit. That's like magical.
Like shout out to like Charles, Sir
Charles.
Sir Charles.
yeah, and the
Shout out to
collective.
Sir Charles.
Sir Charles and the collective
Absolutely.
doing cool shit like that.
Absolutely.
Like I
Using a
love that
bunch of
kind
my
of shit.
bands.
I love
Sir
that. I
Charles.
love that kind of shit. Like
Yeah.
when you can put a little funk and a little realness in, so we
Yeah.
just ain't hitting a
Yeah.
a 2-dimensional beat that everybody got.
I think back in the day, XV used to have a group called the Astronauts who was with him, the rapper XV. He used to have I think the band was called the Astronauts or something. And that was really dope too. I was like, man, this is amazing.
Andre 3000 about to drop a new album. That's
You about
coming.
to kill the game, bro.
Well,
you
he
about to make some money.
well he saw
I-
that. Well,
I-
he saw
I'm
that. He
looking
saw
for
how
a
much
great
money
thing,
that
yeah.
Killer Mike track made.
Absolutely.
And he was like, "Oh shit, I need to
go.
do another album." Because that killer,
get back to it.
that Killer Mike track is fucking hot. Is
It's-
a bad motherfucker.
And Andre 3000 never skipped a beat, man. He's
Well,
like-
I'll tell you
he
right now.
don't- he don't
I'll
miss.
tell you right now. He gave his powers to Earth Gang.
Yeah, okay.
Like
okay.
Outkast is like gave their powers to Earth
Yeah,
Gang because
like,
they are like the continuation of another great
so
hip hop duo
crazy,
that is
man.
so
I
amazing.
love it. I love it.
So
Earth
wild.
Gang is one of the most underrated hip hop groups in the whole entire country,
Absolutely.
in my opinion. I just recently traveled to the Midland Theater in Kansas City and caught the
What'd you think?
The Jid and Smino show was there.
Okay, yeah. What you
Oh,
think?
yeah.
I thought the fucking Midland Theater was one of the coolest theaters I've ever been in.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
really is.
Dope.
It was even like cooler than the Temple places because of
Oh, wow.
like
Okay.
so like
Okay.
the Temple places are cool because every doorknob in that place is fucking different than the last.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of like integral structural
Yes.
work.
Yep.
Well, this place is like that but cooler.
Last
like
time
set up better for your merch. Have you ever been in this Midland Theater?
No, I haven't.
Oh, dude.
Last
I'm
time
getting
I went-
educated right now.
Last time I went to
it was my
Midland-
first time. It was my first time ever being there.
Last
And,
time I
dude,
went there, Prince died, so I ain't going back.
Oh,
You
wow.
killed
You ain't
Prince in
going
that building?
I ain't going back.
Jesus
Shout out to
Christ.
Prince.
Is like my third favorite artist of all time.
All
I-
time?
Yeah, Michael
he's
and
a
Prince.
good
I think I might have
Michael and
killed
Prince
it,
is
man.
the two goats, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. They up
I
there
showed
for
up.
sure.
I saw a show there, and he died. So
On stage?
I didn't see his show. I
Why
saw.
are you making jokes about Prince's death? I can't believe you
I'm
right
just
now.
saying.
I'm gonna tell you
I'm
this.
saying.
Let me ask you guys
No,
something.
man.
Have you guys ever been to a studio called Castle Row?
No.
No.
Dude, shit.
It's
I've
in-
only been in the studios that Aaron lets me in. And then can I come visit yours?
There's this. Yeah, absolutely. You can. There's a
I would love
studio. I'm gonna shout out Oklahoma right now on the map.
Go ahead.
There's a place in Dell City, Oklahoma called Castle Row Studios. It's one of the nicest studios I've ever been in my life.
Oh, nice. Is it kind of gave you some inspiration to help build yours?
Dude, it's amazing.
So tell me, school me.
Dude, like
What makes it a great studio? Like,
Bro.
school me a little bit.
remember, this is Dell City, Oklahoma. There's a freaking little
Del City's military.
Yeah, there's like
It's a military
there's
town.
like a what is it? There's a Little Caesars like down the street. It's like in the middle of like nowhere.
Nowhere.
It is.
So you walk up, right? And you can't get in without an appointment. So I went there for shout out to DJ3 Coalition DJ event. So I went there 3 weeks ago, something like that. And so you walk in and they got like these like marble like steps or something.
What?
Yeah, when you walk in,
I love that kind of shit.
It's really ridiculous, bro. And
Up
you
in Dell
walk into
City?
like it's like the front desk, and they got all these TVs, like as if somebody made like a highlight video of all the people that have been there. You know, people make stuff
All
is in
right,
like
all right.
slow motion.
Yeah, yeah.
And
so they
it's
got the tightest promo video
bro,
rocking.
it's so dope on like 3 screens when you walk in,
Oh,
right?
that's tight as fuck.
And then so they got studio A, B, and C, and it's 3 different studios, and then around the back they have a place where you can actually perform. It's this big old place. It got like a loft up, VIP loft, like
a fucking
upstairs.
lounge, yeah.
It's like you go in there and you're like, why the heck is this in Oklahoma? Like, what is?
Because
this?
there's some random dude like the Dan guy that you know that lived there
Probably.
and built.
Yeah, man.
and-
Shout out to Dan again.
Make
man.
that
Yeah.
shit cool.
Dude.
So like
I
you know
wanna
what I
make
mean?
my
But there
place
was
cool.
I just
just
want to make this cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was just like
It's ridiculous.
It's just
bro.
there's some
awesome.
random
Amazing.
guy that loved musicians there that like wasn't a gatekeeper. He was a gate opener and built some cool ass shit.
you go.
I mean that tends to happen all over the country, but
It's
it's hard to find.
It's freakishly nice.
You're doing it here.
I dig it, man.
You're trying to do that here with your studio.
Absolutely. I'm going to have my own Castle Row one day.
Yeah, well, what
coming.
we're going
right.
to do is Humble Greatness Studios and Slowco Studios going to buy out the temple together.
That might be what we have to do. Because the thing about it is, I know I can't do it myself, but even if I had a building that big myself, I wouldn't be able to.
You wouldn't be able to use it all.
I need other people, right?
Just
I need
like-
other people
Honestly, though, we're talking the same game
Absolutely.
right now, and so I want somebody else talking another game.
Yeah,
like
come
I want to come at it from two different sides.
Absolutely.
Strength and
We're going to talk.
variety.
Man.
Yeah, but me
I'm
and
in
you, we're gonna do something. We're gonna do something.
I'm in there for
I
sure.
love it.
Yeah,
I
man.
do.
Castle Road, Dale City, Oklahoma.
I love it.
Man, do a tour. You're going to be like, what the heck? This is
Yeah.
crazy. It's
Well,
crazy.
it's nice when you find like random gems of industry things in
like,
weird
what the
places.
heck?
It's like, this is here? This is
Yeah.
here?
For
That's
sure.
true. That's true.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
So, out of Humble Greatness Studios,
Yeah.
what all y'all got going down there? You got a little bit of everything.
You got some projects
And,
about to
give
release?
the
You got
public a
some-
rundown of what they can get from you.
what you
Absolutely.
promoting right now.
So my main superpower, I would say, the Lord blessed me with is caring for people. So I care about the artist music, so I do audio engineering. You come in the studio, book some studio time, and I'm mixing and mastering a song like within an hour.
Wow.
Like I have it down.
What do you charge for studio time? You willing to put that out there, or is it kind of a rotating?
Nah, man, I'm not gonna put that.
Yeah,
out there.
it's kind of a rotating.
Just contact me.
Yeah, get with him. Get with him.
I'm not
Get
gonna
with
put
him.
that out. But I'm affordable.
Yes.
I'm freakishly affordable.
You gonna make it work.
It's not nothing
You gonna
crazy
work.
at all. Yeah.
And if I like your project, I make it work.
Absolutely.
Well, and it all depends on what kind of engineering you want and what you want from
Yeah,
me. I
all
mean,
of
I get
that.
it. I'm not trying to put you on the spot with like what you charge, but it's like you.
I'm
But
freakishly
you're willing.
affordable.
But you're willing to take people that are just starting in the game,
Absolutely.
to people that got their shit together.
Yo, I got high school kids 15 years old recording
See?
with me right now.
See,
So
see?
it's not,
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So
We're good.
He's gonna make it work, guys.
So I do that. I shoot music videos as well. I think on my channel I have over 800 videos.
That's what I see. That's what I see you doing. I was
Yeah,
like, man,
bro,
he's like,
yeah.
get up with me. We're making
Yeah.
videos, and
Yeah,
I always
we
see you
doing
working
videos
hard on
now.
that.
Absolutely. So shout out to Brave Films actually. So there's a moment where
Those are our buddies that do the movies, right?
they do movies.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Didi and
Didi and all them,
Trev,
all the, and Alonzo
All
done some
them.
movies with
Shout
them.
out Alonzo.
Alonzo.
Yeah, Alonzo
Absolutely.
Ross is great. Yeah.
So Bray came over to my house one day, him and his wife.
We got to get Bray on.
And he looked, get Bray on here.
Yeah.
And he looked me in my face and was like, "All right, man, I know you do videos, but I need you to like take it up a notch." And I was like, "Oh, okay." He's
What
like,
you
"I'm gonna be done with videos. I'm gonna be shooting movies, so there's gonna be a whole bunch of clientele." And he was like,
That
"I know
you
your
feel
heart
the
for
view.
people. Like you're gonna do them right, so I'm gonna send you a lot of people." And so he told me,
Get ready.
he told me buy a GH5. That's what he told me.
GH5.
He said, "This is the camera you need. This is the lens you need, and just go out and do it." But he's like, I need somebody to take this over. So I was like, okay,
Pick up the slack.
yeah. I said, bro, I'll go ahead and do it. So Bray sent me up, bro. I was blitzed because still at the time I audio engineer. I don't even I'll do a video here and there,
But it's different.
but
It's different, especially if you got multiple camera angles. You got multiple.
on, man.
You don't want to do
Okay,
editing.
so
you don't
I-
want to do editing.
I do everything.
Yeah.
I do it all.
But you don't want to. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
so
I
you know
got
what-
things I do.
you know
but I
how
don't
we
wanna do.
bypass that
I
a
don't
little
wanna
love
do.
it.
You know how we bypass.
Yeah.
You know how we bypass
telling
that a
you
little
straight
bit on
out.
this show. You know, we bypass a little bit on. We got to switch, or we do live editing right here on our
Yeah.
show. Here.
So
he's
this
flip-
is
editing this right now.
Yeah, we're flipping
it's
back.
live edited.
You have the little.
Yeah, we're
controller
flipping
there?
back and
Yeah, right
forth.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
That's all.
Most of it's live edited.
'Cause-
So like he clicks one button and then it's that
camera, and then
Yeah.
it's that one.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So that's
We live edit.
You
Do a
still have to
video
go-
capture card.
You still have to go back through.
cheat code. I love it.
Cheat
Well,
code.
Yeah, it
we
is.
set it up because
It
it was
is.
because we're trying not to make the producer have to do fucking 10 hours of going through all
Yeah,
this
because-
shit.
And it makes my live performance better if I got a live stream.
We can live
This
stream
weekend
at
at
post-production
Damn Stream.
quality.
Absolutely.
That
This
little switcher's
weekend-
pretty sweet.
This weekend
Yeah,
at
for
Damn
sure.
Jam, we live streaming.
Our first time. Don't get
It
too
saves
cocky.
you hours of your life.
I know.
Because if you didn't have that, now I have to.
I'm still worried about the audio
I
issue.
have to line up all the.
I'm worried.
clips,
I'm worried.
right?
I'm worried.
And then I have to watch. Okay, he talks there. Now I got to cut that. He
Yeah.
talks
Right,
there.
right. That's
It's
what I
so much
mean.
time.
That's what I mean.
And you
It's
still
hours.
got to watch it in fucking
So we're
2 or
doing-
3
we're-
times speed, but it's still annoying as fuck.
However much that little switcher costs, I don't even care if it costs $5,000. Buy it
Yeah,
because it's gonna save you so much.
it's
I don't care how
It's
much
awesome.
it costs.
It's
Buy it.
awesome.
especially when you're like he's already sitting there like watching this, so he knows when me and Aaron are talking this one. when our guest talks this one,
I
and then
just switch when I change who I'm looking at.
He over
then,
there
you know.
smiling the whole time,
Yeah.
bro. He's good.
well, no, don't let him lie to you. We had to make sure we had this so he could handle it.
Well,
Oh, that ain't true. Come
well,
on.
hey, at the end of the day, this really
Well, I
doesn't,
don't want to make him sit on his computer for 10 hours.
this really doesn't happen without you.
No, hell no, it don't.
It doesn't.
No, hell no.
Like, for real.
He's in our team. This is our three-piece band.
Yeah.
And we are a third. Well, actually, we cut it in 4 ways. Like, so we do. If our band was to ever make any money, we all get paid a third and our fourth, and the fourth goes back into our band.
That's awesome.
So I mean, we
it
we
gotta be
ain't made
that
a
way.
fucking dollar
Absolutely.
off this, but we got some sponsors and we got some shit rolling a little bit, but it all goes
yeah,
right back
but
into your.
man, it's not even about the money. You're building the relationships with people, man.
That's my favorite part about
That's
this.
it.
I think so, man.
This
I think so.
is
Yeah.
what honestly I could give a fuck else. Like this,
feel you.
this for me is enough.
Yeah,
I have been wanting to do this since like 2015.
Hey, so let's run down. Let's get some promo going.
Yeah, we got. Yeah, where are we at? Where
What we got? Sorry, man.
Where we at?
We've
Time
got
one.
an hour.
Ah, shit, we got some time.
Already?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So,
So let's go.
We had an hour.
Hey,
Days,
before we go too far, before we get too far and wrapping it
Oh,
up,
wow.
I want to go through when did you guys start doing a podcast? So like, what's your?
Man, let me tell you the quick story on that. So the only reason why I bought podcast gear is because my parents, they live in Atlanta, right? And my parents were born in 1954, so they're mid 60s right now, right?
Same.
So what I wanted to do was I wanted to have a conversation with my dad that I could keep forever.
yeah.
That's what I wanted. So I was
shit.
like, you know
You
what?
got kids?
Yeah, I have a 9-year-old daughter.
So
Absolutely.
all the podcasts you do, they can always go back and forever
Absolutely.
see them.
So what I
And
wanted.
this is my dad.
So that's what I did. I took my podcast equipment, my camera and stuff, and I filmed me and my dad and my older brother in the living room. Because the average, let's keep it honest, the average living age is like 77, something like that.
Yeah,
Maybe
something like
somewhere
that.
there.
Well,
Yeah.
we are the generation of our kids is the first generation that's not going to live as long as us, supposedly. Like
Wow.
the average forever in America, the generation that preceded you would live longer. Their average
Absolutely.
life, and I think we got up to like 78 was like the average.
I think that's what the average is, like 77
but
or
it's
something
it's like
78.
starting to
That's
go
high.
down.
That's high.
It's starting to go down
That
a
doesn't
little bit.
surprise me.
Yeah, they want us dead.
So that's what I wanted. So like, okay, so I mean, let's
trap some
just keep-
memories.
yeah, let's just keep it honest here. So I see my family, I see my parents probably about a couple times a year, right?
Yeah, especially,
so-
and they live in Atlanta.
And they live in Atlanta.
Yeah, so
So if my dad has 10 more years, I'll literally only see him 20 more times.
you
before-
start doing the math.
and that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You start doing the math.
So I wanted to have a conversation that I could have with my dad forever. So I bought podcast gear. And then so after
like
we
it.
do it, I'm like, okay, then people
I can do this.
Yeah, then I'm like, you know what? We might as well just do some conversation.
Well, Angelo is going to be modest. He likes to sit behind back there, but he's made for sitting right here with the mic too.
Yeah,
he's a great
you're very
podcaster.
comfortable
Oh,
right
great
here. I like
podcaster.
I do what I can.
And he has a good podcast. Check
Yeah,
out
yeah, I
pick
think
your
so,
podcast
too.
real quick.
Yeah. So my podcast is called Humble Talk. So if you go to YouTube, Humble Greatness Studio, Humble Talks. I think we have like
Humble Talks.
35 episodes or something like that.
Yeah, check out, like and subscribe to his shit.
Yeah.
man.
Humble
So-
Talks.
Humble
Yeah, Humble
Talks.
Talks.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm coming out with the Humble Talks music video on the 26th.
Oh,
Really?
let's go.
I shot it a while ago.
So what? Explain it to me. What is it? So,
So
is it
it's
like
a-
a music? Is it like highlights
It's a
of your
music video.
podcast
No,
tied
it's
to
actually a music video. Like I
All
made
right.
a whole song to it and everything. So it's
Is
me
it
and
your
a-
song?
Yeah, absolutely. It's me and an artist named Black Slim. Yeah, Black Slim is amazing.
Can we
man.
get a
It's
sample?
on Spotify right now.
Well, so can we use it as for our graphic
You can do
on
whatever
this episode?
you want to do, bro.
On this
I'll
episode,
send you whatever you want.
Okay, so send me a clip of this. We'll put it on the graphic. We'll run it through the graphic and play it at the end.
We had that graphic earlier.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we.
But
I
You
love-
message you the video or the song?
Song.
Send us an audio clip,
Okay.
and then send us a video. We'll put the video at the end of the,
Yeah,
the
awesome.
episode.
Yeah, for sure.
If you have an actual video that you spent money on,
Absolutely. Yeah.
send it to us.
Bray shot it.
Yeah, send it to us.
It's dope.
We'll put it at the end of the episode and send us an
Absolutely.
audio clip, and we'll put that out during the graphics and
Okay,
shit.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I think
100%.
you're right, man. Break keep coming up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's get him on.
Dee Dee,
I'll reach out to him.
Trev, they all brought.
Yeah.
I'll reach out to him.
So I'm in the middle of so audio engineer, videographer, and do you guys know Vibe Wichita Troy Andrews?
Yeah.
I'm shooting.
I know
Troy
him just-
Andrews.
No, I just know.
No, this is Troy Brooks, right?
I just know Troy Andrews from.
Too many Troys.
I just know him from Facebook.
Too many Troys, okay.
He's just another Facebook friend. I don't know him personally, but follow him on Facebook.
So Troy and I were actually shooting a movie right now.
What's it about?
Hell yeah.
So
Can you tell? Are you gonna fuck this up? I bet you can't say
I
nothing.
can't.
Yeah, you can't say nothing. You can't say nothing.
Don't
let
say.
me tell you, it's a suspense film. That's all.
Oh,
I'm saying.
really? Okay.
It's a suspense film.
Well, you're keeping us in suspense now.
right?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But yeah, I mean, with movies, you can't say shit.
So what we're doing is we're gonna have a big red carpet rollout. I can't even say where it's at, but it's gonna be October. October's the date. We went to the spot that we're gonna do the rollout at, and we already have the date. So it's gonna be in October. But
How'd you know?
I'll take a little bit more. I will.
See.
But we are.
Look at you by yourself.
Man, I'm busy, bro.
No, I'm talking about him.
I know you are.
I'm busy. I'm doing
I
a
know
lot.
you
Hey, I love to see you
I
busy.
see you.
Isn't like behind the scenes? I'm over here shooting. I'm the DP for the movie, so like I'm shooting the movie.
So how is
I
it?
love it, man.
Okay, so how is it as a transition from filming music videos to filming? Like, are you guys doing oneers? Are you guys doing multiple cameras? Like,
No, everything's shot with one camera.
yeah, that's so easy.
It's a lot.
Come on.
But
It's a lot.
but are you doing oneers like where long scenes you have to follow with one camera, or are we static cameraing?
No, it depends. We mixed it up a lot,
Is it?
right? But I mean, the thing about it is this: if you guys have a scene, right, and I'm shooting, I'm like, all right, that's good. Now I got to shoot, the over the shoulder angle, and then I got to his over the shoulder angle.
Storyboard process.
Well, because I listen. I don't know if
It's a ton of work, dude.
I
Shooting
know.
movies is.
Well, 'cause I
I don't
lis-
recommend it for anybody.
because I
There's
listen
a
to
storyboard process.
a podcast
Yeah,
called
we get it.
Real Doctors Real Friends Fake Doctors Real Friends.
What is that?
It's Zach Braff and Donald Faison
Okay, what's it about?
from the show Scrubs.
Okay.
Those two
Oh,
from the show
yes.
Scrubs.
Okay. I know
The
what
white
you're talking
the white doctor and the black doctor. They are Zach Braff is a director, big time director. So he goes through all this, how you have to film all this shit. And God
It's a
damn,
lot, bro.
God damn, it is.
And then audio. Oh my goodness, man. Because you got to think about this. Okay, you run the overhead mic, but we also got mics to you. But
you have to sync that
when you're
shit all
in the
together.
zone, you know how many
Yeah.
times you miss audio or the person doesn't remember to hit record? Like,
Yeah, that's why I
There's
put
so
headphones
much.
on your head.
there's so much.
Right here.
Dude, I just heard Zach Braff talking about this. He's like, we get to the end of this fucking long oneer down a
my
hallway,
God, yeah.
and you didn't hit fucking
You didn't hit
record.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking
been through that.
record.
We've been through that.
So
Man, it's a lot. And it's also like you have to have the same energy. Like if the scene was great, if the first scene we shot was great, I need that same thing like 6 more times because I got to get all
because you got to get the
But
other
how you
angles.
gonna get that?
So what do you happen? How do you match that if it's not the? I mean, because being to reproduce the same exact thing.
Troy.
It's
I have
tough.
Troy. Troy's amazing. Troy's a director.
You guys
He's great. He's amazing.
You editing wizards, man. You guys are
Man.
fucking good at what you do. I
And
ain't
you,
gonna lie.
and you just have to, and then it's really crazy because you have to look everybody in the script who's in the movie. You have to look them in the face and be like, "Yo, I have no money to pay you." We're trying to see if this is even gonna work. This is our first
Right,
movie.
right.
And
This
I
might-
guarantee it's over budget the first day.
Come on, bro.
Thank you for trying.
Absolutely.
Thank you for trying.
But yeah, you just have to be honest with people. Like, yo, we have no money to pay you, and I know you have a job, and you probably have kids, and if you want to be in this movie,
I appreciate your time.
that's it.
Well, I mean,
I appreciate your time.
welcome to podcasting too.
It's the
I
same
have
thing.
no money to pay you.
But even so, when you go through like people who are in the industry and you listen to their stories, there's people that have like the biggest movie in the world and they're broke. They don't have no money.
No. Look, what I figured out, all these record labels are broke.
Kevin Smith.
They're all broke.
Kevin Smith made his first.
are struggling. I'm like,
Yeah, record labels don't exist.
If you ask them about
Spotify
where
and
they're
all
at,
that, Apple Music, all that.
if you ask them about where they're at, they
Everything killed
broke.
everything.
they don't. Yeah.
They've always been broke.
Well, they're giving
Music
out
is
loans.
ba-
It's like the banks.
Music
They're
is
giving out loans.
yeah. You can't even get 11% of our only
No,
11% of our
no.
currency exists.
You can't worry
Yeah.
about
I mean,
me. I'm
go try to
broke.
go get your $20,000 out. See how
But it's
that works
crazy.
out for you.
But think about this. Think about what money really is. Money is really just somebody logging into your personal bank information and putting the numbers there.
Yeah, it's
And
numbers.
letting you have
That's it. That's
Yeah.
all. So,
Numbers and weird.
all right, I want you to be a millionaire. All I'm gonna do is just type in the money. It's not. It doesn't.
Add a couple
have to
zeros.
Because
Yeah.
like again, only 11% of our currency actually exists in the real market. So if you
so
talk,
wild.
if you really put that,
That's so wild.
it's wild to think that like we can't back any of our currency. Really,
We can. That's why we're in trouble, bro.
So hopefully that doesn't fall.
So I think we're done.
Yeah, we need to. Okay, so
We probably need to wrap this up. Sorry.
yeah, okay. So before we go, promote everything that Humble Greatness, all your
Oh
Wichita,
my goodness, man.
all your Wichita promo
How do we
stuff.
find you?
Yeah.
How do
No,
we
no.
find you? How do
Yeah.
we?
So you can
Support
go
you.
on
How do they support
Facebook
you?
or Instagram at Humble Greatness Studios. YouTube, same thing at everything at Humble Greatness Studios. Shout out to Greatness Vodka.
Are you Wichita
good.
Promo on IG and
man?
what is that?
So
and TikTok, are you Wichita Promo there too
I'm
as well?
not.
What
so
are those?
Actually, Wichita Promo. So the guy who runs Wichita Promo, his artist name is EKM. You might want to have him up here too. He's
Okay,
awesome.
100%.
Dude.
Oh yeah, let's go.
He's an awesome dude.
Well, so are you on TikTok and IG? You're still Humble
I am
Greatness?
on TikTok. Yep.
Are your
Still
Humble Greatness on those
so
too?
Wichita Promo 316, they do stuff out of my studio, but EKM
See, I was
has
a
his
little
own
confused
thing.
because we thought maybe you couldn't get your Humble Greatness monikers on those platforms. I was
Man,
confused.
I just couldn't do everything.
Oh, dude, I know.
Right.
So a guy was like, Eric was like, man, you know what? I really want to promote artists. I said, okay, come up with the name. And he came up with Wichita Promo 316, which is amazing. And then he's like, man, I need something to do this at. He's like, I'm looking at equipment. I said, bro, just use mine. So
Right, like I built a
Just use
studio.
my stuff.
Well,
bro,
especially
I
if
don't
it's
care.
just sitting there.
Yeah.
Like there's
Use it, dude.
there's some times where you're not using your equipment.
Absolutely.
And it's like, come on, let's do this. I would now I'm gonna hold your feet to the fire. You gonna have me and Aaron on your podcast?
Absolutely. If you
All
guys
right.
want to come, let's do it.
Well,
Let's go, let's
shit.
go.
Absolutely. For sure.
You play
Yeah.
sports. It's a home and home, baby.
Come on, man.
A home and home,
That's-
baby.
that's
That's what
awesome.
we signed. So
That's awesome.
so we can't wait to do it. We can't wait to come on, and I'll let you.
I
run that
appreciate you
interview.
guys, man.
I'm actually. Hey,
How'd you guys hear about me?
well,
like, for real?
I've known you for a long while.
Okay, so
Really?
So
I
I've
watched you, man.
He's
so-
been secretly behind the scenes. It's
so
like a
I-
movie. Like,
So we have a bunch of mutual friends, like Big Will and
ah, man,
Alonzo.
good people.
You
and,
got you got Deja. You got him
and
and
actually, you know who really talked? And shout out to DJ for the win. Win Crabtree really talked to you about it.
For real?
Yeah,
oh man, shout out to Win.
So
I was just talking to him on Sunday.
So
Yeah.
I keep trying to get him to do my podcast. Well, has he done yours yet? That motherfucker. We
He's
gonna hold your
busy, man.
feet.
He's busy.
Come on now, you ain't
have
that
to
damn busy.
I'm gonna tell you this:
He-
if Win says he's gonna do something, you have to do it within the next like 24 hours.
Why? I can't get him.
Fast.
I can't get him to say
Move
he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
So I mean,
he's so busy. Man. That
and
dude's
I-
busy.
Move
and
fast.
well, and he told me that other people have been reaching out to a podcast. I'm gonna hold him to it.
Yeah.
But he's like, I ain't got nothing to talk about. So motherfucker, you got everything to talk
He
about.
always says that. Man, nah, man.
I ain't got nothing to talk about.
There's
brother.
better people besides me.
Yeah, I
I'm
said
like,
whatever,
stop,
bro.
You do everything.
You just won
Stop
DJ of the
being
year.
humble.
You just won DJ of the year last year, brother. Like, come on. So
Shout out to Win.
So Win.
So
we
stop being so humble. Start being great.
Come on, man.
We're gonna put
Thank
Win
you.
out. Win's gonna have to do the Aaron and Austin show. And the podcast show is yours podcast show's name?
Yeah, Humble Talks.
Humble Talks. So you gotta do both.
Yeah, I like
You
it.
gotta
I
do
like
both.
it.
Hey, we gonna make you do. You gotta do talking with your mouth full. You gotta do fucking
Talking
Alonzo.
with your
With
mouth
your
full with Lonzo.
Yeah, do Alonzo shit too.
And you got to do Wichita promo with the artist EKM, man.
And
Yeah,
they
he's
got
awesome.
and I will give credit to
I
another
wanna write- I
podcast that's
wanna
doing a
write
big
him a
thing.
theme song.
Is it Here's to You? Is it Here's to You? Is that? Is
Who's
that other podcast? There's another
Is it
podcast.
Cheers or is it Here's?
I think it's Here's to You.
Maybe
or
it
Che-
is Here's.
It's I don't know their names.
I don't know their names either.
I don't know
sorry.
that, but I just follow their podcast. I don't know them personally, but they just did a show at the Cotillion. They're doing good things.
That's awesome.
I think they do a lot of their podcast work out of
Yeah.
the WSU
If
studios.
they need us, man, contact me, man.
Yeah.
I like doing stuff like this because like when you're behind the scenes all the time.
we know you need a
it's
cigarette,
just
bitch.
like
Quit
a-
rushing us.
Love you. Fuck you up.
He's giving him the tap.
Yeah,
Bro,
get the
it's
fuck.
all the
Yeah,
time.
get the fuck out of here.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you guys this. We could literally talk here for like 100 hours.
Yeah, y'all could go out.
I know we can.
No, 'cause I love
I
you,
know we
man.
can.
Me and
I love
Angelo
you.
can keep talking, but
This is great.
yeah, when I meet good people, man,
Let's
it's
shut
hard
it
to
off,
stop.
man. Let's
No,
shut it
it's
off.
good.
But get with everything.
Shout out to Troy Brooks, by the way.
Nah,
Yeah.
Troy Brooks,
no.
greatest
Shout out to Humble Greatness Studios,
Thanks,
and shout out
man.
to everything
Appreciate
that they doing. If you need any videography work, if you need any
I'll do it all,
music
man.
video,
Let's go.
if you want to film a
Y'all killing it,
motherfucking
man. Y'all
movie,
killing it, man.
you want to film a movie,
Shout out to
he's
Troy
ready.
Brooks with
He's ready.
No, shout out to Troy Brooks with this. Shout out to Troy Andrews. Too many Troys, man. Shout out to Troy Andrews.
Too
the
many
movie's coming soon. It's
Troys.
called The Seeds.
All
It's
right,
a
look out for it
suspense movie,
on
The
Tubi.
Seeds.
Can we get on Tubi?
Nah, man, we trying to go Netflix.
You trying to go
man.
better?
We trying to go Netflix.
Tubi, that braid
trying.
thing.
So you're trying to go a little higher up.
We are, man. We trying
No
to kinda,
offense to Tubi, but
no
fuck yeah.
offense at all. But it's yeah, we trying to raise the
We trying to
bar.
go a little tighter.
If it lands on Tubi, it lands on Tubi. But
Well,
we
I
tryna-
mean,
Tubi,
I ain't
you
never
know?
made a movie, so if you got a
if
movie,
it lands anywhere, I'll be grateful, dude. It's
dude, if eight
so
peop-
much work. I don't
dude,
care where it lands.
If 8 people like the podcast I'm doing right now, I'm happy.
Absolutely.
And
Give me
shout out
8
to all the
likes.
fans of all the shit that we do. We appreciate you. We can't do this without you. Like and subscribe, please. Check out Humble Greatness. Check out
Yes,
Slugco
sir.
Studios. Shout out to everybody we said shout out to tonight. And again, shout out to Dan and Newton.
Man, Dan Suderman.
Yeah.
The Aaron Austin Show is brought to you by Hotels, Wichita by EB, Kirby's Beer Store, Party Rockerz ICT, and Sacred Leaf.